to Lady Wildcat Softball and Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm Dawn Morgan, a little froggy, and alongside TJ Miracle. So we are here, and yeah, it's a little bit breezy. It's not real windy, just enough to kick the dust up and the dirt up and the sand up. And this, of course, like the baseball field, is a natural surface. It is not artificial. So sometimes when the wind comes through, oh, you got to eat a little grit. And we're all the way up here, so I can imagine. And I do remember the days of the natural fields. So we are here ready for a good game, though. What looks on paper like two well-matched teams here going up, your Lady Wildcats against the Phillies of Denver City. And we are happy to report that we're coming off of a Thursday night, or Wednesday night game, rather. It just feels like it was just last night. But Wednesday night right here at Lady Wildcat Field, it was a victory, a 15-0 run rule shortened game for a Lovington over 5A Clovis. And a nice win, but they're expecting a much bigger challenge here today because the Lady Cats come into this game 6-4. And your Phillies come in at 15-5. In fact, Texas already with big districts, they start district a little bit earlier than New Mexico, and they're already 7 games in. And the Phillies are 5-2 in district, sitting second in their district under, guess who? Head coach Speedy Faith.
I'm not surprised to see Speedy coaching.
Right.
A little surprised to see him coaching softball, but he's done a very good job at 15-2 and 5-2 right now, sitting second in their district.
Right. Yeah, absolutely, and has done a very nice job. Of course, he's got assistants on staff as well, and help. And we are looking at a team that, at least on paper, is putting a lot of runs up against opponents, very much like Lovington, and are keeping their opponents from scoring very many runs in a game, very much like Lovington. You know, when you look at the records, you look at who these two teams have played. Lovington, again, has knocked off some 5A teams like Hobbs, like Clovis. And, in fact, you joked last night that, you know, if they did go ahead and win last night, that they actually, their record, they would be sitting in second place in the 5A district here for Southeast New Mexico. So, yeah, they're having a good season, a good solid season. And Denver City, well, Texas teams are tough. And even though they are, let's see, they are 3A in Texas, is that right?
They're 3A Division II.
Okay.
Every division in Texas, and it's strange, it was not this way when I was in school, and it was not this way when I was calling Texas games, but every division has 2 divisions. So in essence, they have 1A through 6A, Division I, Division II in each one. So in reality, they've got 12A.
Okay.
And so that would make Denver City the approximation of about a 4A Texas, for New Mexico.
So again, these two teams come in pretty well matched because Denver City would be an equivalent 4A, and Lovington, of course, is 4A. Now, do those divisions mean anything in terms of tier of team or level of play or anything?
It is based on school size.
School size, okay. So in a way,
so
maybe.
Your big giant schools like a Permian or a Lubbock High would be 6A Division I. Your little bit smaller big schools like San Angelo Central or an Abilene High would be 6A Division II.
Well, that makes that levels the playing field a little more,
right? So
that you don't have huge, schools and school systems in larger cities going up against really small rural schools. Although sometimes those matchups can surprise you. And you look at Coahoma, which is basically
in Denver City's district.
Yeah, so basically a suburb of Big Spring, you might say, just a few miles away. And
don't tell them that.
I know, yeah, I know. They might look at it as the other way around, but man, you talk about one of the strongest softball traditions and programs in Texas, and Coahoma, man. They've definitely had it. So
I think they went to 20. It was either 21 or 22 consecutive Final Fours, and I think 17 or 18 straight state championship games. I called 5 of them.
Wow.
So I mean, yeah, that's Denver City's district. So and they're sitting just behind them. So
growing up, we would play exhibition teams in summer league. We would play exhibition games, that is, against Snyder, Monahans, Big Spring. So and I don't think we ever played against Coahoma, but I've been aware of that and that program for a long time. So at any rate, everything we're talking about right now, just to set the scene for what we expect is going to be a really good softball game this afternoon. Now, the varsity is playing first, and then the JV teams are going to play each other after the varsity is through. So we have the privilege of having the earlier game. The only thing about that is it means sometimes people struggle a little bit, fans and families struggle a little bit to get over here, that quickly from work or after work to populate the stands. But Lovington certainly has a healthy number of folks in blue right now, and it's probably only going to get better. And a good number of people in red. Denver City is not that far away from Lovington. What, about 18 miles, 20 miles?
Yeah, something like that. It's not very far.
It's about the same distance between Lovington and Denver City as it is between Lovington and Hobbs, maybe just a little bit further. So we are here looking forward to this game, and again with the strong Lovington connection there with head coach Speedy Faith here, of course, having been a football coach extraordinary for Lovington for many years.
And of course, Speedy's son-in-law is now the baseball coach at Denver City, Coach Robert Areola.
That's right. So there are all kinds of interconnections at Lovington and Denver City. Lots of folks, relatives, families, are live in one, work in the other, and vice versa. So lots of cousins between the two cities. So these two teams really probably, in essence, know each other pretty well, or at least have a lot of members on each team that know each other. What does also strike me about the roster for this Philly team is how short it is. And batting third is number 15, Yulissa Perez, who is playing second base. Batting fourth is number 11, Jasmine Villarreal, who is playing third base. Batting fifth is 21, Eva Gonzalez, who is playing right field. Batting sixth is 17, Annie Gonzalez, who is in left field. Batting seventh is number 23, Michele Villarreal, who is catching. Batting eighth is number 14, Jocelyn Mendoza, who is playing first. And batting ninth is number 2, Jackie Lozano, who is pitching. And in your bench for Denver City, number 13 is Aramari Rodriguez, and number 12 is Isabel Madrid. And, of course, they're under head coach Speedy Faith. For your Lady Wildcats, batting first will be number 2, Anahi Quiroga, who is catching. Batting second is number 4, Honey Morales, who is your designated player. Batting third is number 17, Zabri Rodriguez, who is at shortstop. Batting fourth is number 9, Jocelyn Olguin at first base. Batting fifth is number 16, Yaya Garcia, who's at third base. Batting sixth is number 6, Zemri Ellis in center field. Batting seventh is number 5, Sabri Sanchez at second base. Batting eighth is number 21, Bailey Garcia, who's in left field. Batting ninth is number 3, Bethany Tavera in right field. And then number 10, not batting, of course, but the flex player is number 11, Daphne Urahara. And your bench for Lovington, number 8, Delilah Ruiz. Number 10, Balea Castro. Number 12, Braylon Hernandez. Number 15, Leslie Corral. Number 19, Andrea Hernandez. Number 20, Ivory Lopez. Number 23, Johanna Ochoa. And number 24, Jabri Rios. Under head coach Stephen Craw, assisted by Jay DePorto. So Lovington, again, 6-4 on the season, beating Clovis 15-0 on Wednesday night, although Clovis in a slump the last 2 seasons, rebuilding their program. And then up next, after tonight, Lovington girls are going to have another home game. They're scheduled to be here hosting Roswell on Tuesday night. That's April 1st, and that's no joke. So we are those three home games in a row. That's kind of a treat. And
haven't seen that in a while.
We have not. In fact, these baseball and softball seasons for all teams, well, for Hobbs and Lovington, that we've been covering, have been really kind of odd. As a lot of stretches of away games, not a lot of home games. I think for Hobbs girls, particularly, and then just here, it's just been clumpy. Let's say, a lot of home games and no home games, and all of a sudden 3 in a row, and then away for a while again. So we are here, though, and very happy to be covering this, happy to have our sponsors on board. And you see their logos on screen, so take a minute to see those and thank them, and of course, go and patronize their businesses because they are putting their money where their mouth is, and not just saying they support Lovington Athletics, but paying to do so that you don't have to pay to watch and listen to these games. So we will probably be taking a break for the national anthem and then the introduction of players. So we'll go ahead and, I think they're going to introduce the players. So, but we could probably go ahead and take a break, and that way we'll just get some of our sponsors. We have quite a few to play, and then we'll be back with more Lady Wildcats softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Attention shoppers. Attention shoppers. Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
Introducing a smarter, easier way to manage your Lee County Electric account. It is called SmartHub. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime, with 24-hour access to your account. It is free and simple to use. Just search for the SmartHub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app, or go to our website at lcecnet.com and look for the SmartHub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lee County Electric account conveniently and securely with SmartHub. Lee County Electric, owned by those we serve.
Lovington Schools proudly supports their athletic teams and wants to encourage all teachers, students, and staff to keep pressing on. Wildcats, you are winners on and off of the court. Lovington Municipal Schools are proud of holding the utmost and highest standards. Go out there and be proud to be part of the Big Blue. For more information on what is happening now at Lovington Schools, log on to lovingtonschools.net and bet you won't be disappointed. Go Big Blue. 3 claps and a woo!
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Lovington Wildcat fans, are you ready for the battle? Battle Energy is ready to take the court with the Cats. For all your BOP nipple-ups and BOP testing, call Battle Energy. Battle Energy is also providing safety training, no matter where you need it. Battle does on-site or mobile training. Call today at 575-942-9472 for the company that's ready to go to battle with you. Battle Energy proudly supports all Lovington and Lee County athletics.
When it comes to your hard-earned money, selecting the right bank is vital. Hi, I'm David Campbell, president of First American Bank in Lovington. First American Bank in Lovington is part of this community. So bank with trusted partners you know, and trusted partners that are part of this area we call home. First American Bank offers all the advantages big corporate banks do, and we do our banking with hometown support and commitment. Choose First American Bank, 19 West Washington in Lovington. We want to earn your trust, then earn your business.
Western States Insurance.
Why choose Western States Insurance as your independent insurance agent? Because Western States Insurance is more than an insurance agency. They're a people agency dedicated to the insurance needs of their customers. Western States Insurance is large enough to provide the products you demand and small enough to offer you personal service.
We've got you covered. Western States Insurance.
Call 396-1318 or go by 212 North Love in Lovington.
Stone Oilfield Services says many traffic fatalities may be caused by an intoxicated driver. So do yourself and your community a favor and remember the 3 C's of safety: caution, courtesy, and above all, common sense. Safe and sober driving is everyone's responsibility. That message was from Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington, a name you can trust and depend on. For quality and integrity, call 575-396-1840. From the Stone family and staff at Stone Oilfield Services.
It's no secret, at some point you'll have a question or need to replace or fix something on your vehicle. Whether your vehicle is new or ancient, Lovington Auto Supply is your trusted advisor when you need dependable auto parts. Not only do they have the parts you need, they have real answers to your real automotive questions, and that help keeps your vehicle running longer and stronger. Quality parts, helpful people. Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. Napa, get up and go.
Welcome back to Lady Wildcats Softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm Dawn Morgan with TJ Miracle, getting ready to get this one underway. Just about ready to play ball. And for the visiting Phillies, up first, second, third will be Larea, Torres, and Perez. And setting the field for your Lady Cats, Urahara is in the circle, Quiroga behind the plate. At first, Olguin. At second, Sanchez. At third, Garcia. That's Yaya Garcia. And at short, it's Rodriguez. In left, Bailey Garcia, center field Ellis, and in right, Tavera. So we are ready. TJ, any final thoughts before we get first pitch and get this one underway?
You know, just going to be very important for the Lady Cats to come on out and do what they know they can do. And if they can come out and they can hold Denver City early, keep this close, I think they've got a good shot.
Yeah, and they've got to get their sticks working. Sometimes they are a team of hitters, but if they run up against a pitcher, and this pitcher is supposedly very good, it is Jackie Lozano. She has a 1.17 ERA. That's
pretty
low.
darn good.
Exactly. So Lovington is going to have to make sure that they just get their bats working, figure the pitcher out. And first, though, they've got to make sure that they're fielding in a solid manner because Denver City is a team of hitters as well. So they're going to have to be defensively sharp and not give up runs, not create errors, and keep the lid on this one if they can. So we're getting ready as Larea steps up to the plate. And the ump says, play ball. Urahara. First pitch is a beauty, but it's a little high. It's over the plate, but it is ball one, so 1-0 count. Now, I did not notice, I didn't look deep into the stats. I did not notice a Larea in the stats, but Torres on deck is a different story. I'll tell you more in just a minute. That's a beautiful pitch, and that is going to hit the outside corner. Nice fastball from Urahara, and Larea gives it a look, but does not offer. It is 1-1. And the wind-up delivery, swing and a miss, as Urahara brought a little more speed and a little bit of rise to that ball. She does have a good riser, and she used it to good effect there. Larea swinging at it just a little behind it and a little under it. So 1-2 the count. Wind this afternoon, oh, and strike three. So, wow, there's a strikeout and first out. That's how you want to start out, TJ.
Well, it's a good thing to do. And, of course, Urahara has come a long way since she got her first starts way back as a sophomore. Of course, signed early with Galveston College, one of 5 Lady Wildcat seniors who are going to be playing at the next level.
Yeah, it's always a good sign of a team that's been well coached, that has come up, that enjoys playing softball and are playing at a skill level to be able to continue their education and continue their softball careers. And that's awesome. So congratulations to all of those young ladies and to the parents and the coaches. Oh, there's a fly ball. It's tailing off to the right. It'll stay in play. It'll be a foul ball, but it'll stay within the fence, but not catchable. Both showing good speed over there to try to get it to Vera and Olguin, drifting over, and even Sanchez from second base, but not catchable, simply becomes a strike. Torres leads the Phillies in batting average. No, that's Perez who leads in batting average, but Torres has a healthy one as well, and that's going to just miss. So it's a 2-ball-and-1 strike count on Torres at the plate. So 2-1, 1 out, nobody on. And Lovington, I think, needs to really set a good tone here and try to hold them scoreless in their first at-bat. Beautiful pitch. Yeah, I'm going to hope that he calls that a strike because it certainly looked great from up here. And a lot of pop in the glove as Urahara showing good speed on that. She's looking very in control right now at the beginning of this game, TJ.
Well, she certainly is, and if she can continue that.
Oh, I think I cursed her as that one was a little bit low,
A lot of variation on the speed, and she can command the corners. This ump has traditionally been a little bit stingier on the inside corner, but is pretty liberal on the outside.
Yeah, we have seen him many times before. And that is going to miss a little high and inside for ball 4 as Torres worked the count full until working the walk. And so 1 strikeout, 1 walk by Urahara, and you don't want to see a base runner become a run across the plate. So Lovington's got their work cut out for them. These Denver City girls are very much like Lovington. They're aggressive on the base paths. Brings up number 15, Yulissa Perez, and she leads the team in batting average. She's got an 800. First pitch, swing and a miss for a strike. 0-1.
That was a power on power situation right there. The fastball just ran it through and said, if you can catch it, you can have it.
And Perez was a little behind it. So 0-1 count on her. Second pitch is going to hit that outside corner. Yes, and a call strike. Beautiful, just above the knee. And a really nice pitch by Urahara. We saw Sanchez in the circle on Wednesday doing a very nice job as well. And you've got to have at least good to, decent, solid to good pitchers, really, to not only do well. You can go okay in district maybe without really, really strong pitching. But if you expect to make the playoffs and play at the state championship level and be a contender, you've got to have the pitching. And Lovington has pretty good ones. Yes, call, strike 3, out on the outside corner. Beautiful pitch. Urahara working it. She spotted the fact is calling the corner, the outside corner particularly. And Perez goes down looking, and that's a great thing if you're a pitcher to send the player with the biggest batting average on the opposite team down looking. That's great. 2 down, runner on first, and the cleanup hitter 11, Jasmine Villarreal, the third baseman, to the plate. First pitch is high for ball 1. So 2 outs, 1-0 count. A runner still on first. That's Torres, who reached on the walk. It is Gonzalez on deck and Gonzalez in the hole if they get that far. Swing and a foul tip back to just above the announcer's booth up here for strike 1. So count is even, 1-1. Villarreal, Jasmine Villarreal. She has 2 home runs on the season, out of the park home runs, and she also has perfect fielding percentage for the Phillies. And that's a call, strike on the outside corner. Oh, yes, I took a chance calling that before I saw the signal from the ump, but it was right where he's called the strikes before, so I would have been very shocked had he not called that. And so far, Denver City is leaving that pitch alone. That's great for Lovington, but you got to feel like they'll pick that up. Ooh, and an inside corner pitch that Villarreal was way out in front of and picked it up and pulled it all the way out of play off to the left. The count remains 1-2. As, Denver City, if they know that pitch right over there on the outside of the corner is going to get called, they're going to have to start swatting at that pretty soon, or trying to hit that. Beautiful, and that's exactly what Villarreal did. She saw that little ball that's really not any break to it. It was just it's a straightforward coming at you across the outside corner, and the only thing that Urahara does is vary the speed on that just a little bit, and Villarreal picked it up, just hit it off the end of her bat, spoiling it off more than anything, because I think she felt like with 2 strikes on her, that was definitely close enough to be called a strike. I think it would have been had she left it alone. So 1-2 the count as she steps back into the box. Urahara in the circle, a runner on first. And swing and a line drive shot out to center field. Ellis coming up under it, and she catches it. She had to move off to her right, play the wind just a little bit, and beautiful grab. Just like that, a hard hit, but a nice catch. Fly out to center field ends the at-bat for Denver City. So, no score, and we will be back with more Lady Wildcats softball. They come to the plate when we come back on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Attention shoppers. Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
Introducing a smarter, easier way to manage your Lee County Electric account. It is called SmartHub. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime, with 24-hour access to your account. It is free and simple to use. Just search for the SmartHub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app, or go to our website at lcecnet.com and look for the SmartHub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lee County Electric account conveniently and securely with SmartHub. Lee County Electric, owned by those we serve.
And welcome back to Lady Wildcats softball. In the top of the first inning, Denver City scored no runs on no hits, no errors, 1 left on base. We go to the bottom of the first, and Lovington coming up to the plate. It'll be Quiroga Morales Rodriguez, 1, 2, and 3. And setting the field for your Phillies. Lozano in the circle. That is M. Villarreal behind the plate. Mendoza at first, Perez at second, Torres at short, J. Villarreal at third base, A. Gonzalez in left, Larea in center, and E. Gonzalez in right. So far, so good for Lovington, but now they've got to really get their bats cooking. They've got to take a look at this pitcher, Lozano, who has got that 1.17 ERA and is probably a part of a big reason why Denver City is 15-5 on the season, 5-2 second in their district so far.
Yeah, going to be important to see if they can pick up on her early and start getting the bats clicking, make Denver City play from behind. It's a position they're not really used to having to come through.
And in their warm-up, that is M. Villarreal behind the plate, and she throws down to second, so looks like a pretty good arm. She was in her squat when she went ahead and threw down, and it was pretty much in position, right in front of and to the side of the bag there at second base. So Lovington likes to they like to be aggressive on the base paths, but you got to populate. You got to get on base first in order to try to steal your way around, get in scoring position. Up first is Anahi Quiroga, and the catcher. Anahi, looking back on Wednesday night, she reached on a couple of errors, had a walk and scored, had a 2 RBI single as well in that game, so did pretty well.
And the first pitch was off speed and inside corner, called strike one.
Gives Quiroga a good look at it, though, so 0-1 count. Oh, and swings and smacks that one, pulls it all the way over to the left, out of play for a solid strike two. Only problem is it's strike two. Now it's she's way behind in the count, and she's got to be careful. She can work a walk as well as she can get on base, but you don't expect this pitcher to give you very much latitude. And now that she's ahead, she can vary her speeds and try to play with Quiroga and get her to chase. And oof, that one doesn't miss it by much. A little high, a little inside. And you're right, this ump is showing so far he's a little more generous to call the outside corner than he is the inside corner. And as long as he's consistent with that, as a batter, as a pitcher, you know what to face and what's going on. That's not a problem. That was so inside. Quiroga flinched and almost got hit. But that evens up the count 2-2. And Honey Morales, the designated player, is on deck, and Rodriguez in the hole for Lovington.
Outfield playing extremely deep for Denver City.
And a swing and a line drive over the head of Torres. She reached up for it. It's going to go all the way to the wall, hit it. Larea kind of misjudges it at first, but is able to track it down and throw it in, hit the cutoff point, which was Torres at short. But Quiroga, very speedy, and has a stand-up double to lead things off. Nice start offensively for Lovington here.
Just sat back on that and took what Lozano gave her and drove it over the head of Torres at short and out all the way to the wall. And you've got Gonzalez out in right, shading over towards the line in right center, and then Lara shading over towards the power alley in left center. Huge hole to the right side.
Huge hole to the right. And, absolutely, because Larea is, almost right between left and true center. The flagpole is in true center, and there is a huge hole between right field. And that's going to hit the outside corner for a call strike as Morales watches that one. So she's got an 0-2 count on her as well. I think it's actually smart for these Lovington girls to really take a look at the ball, at the pitch, and pick it up. And usually, and there, she laces into that one. She was way ahead of it and hit it really on the inside of her bat and pulled that all the way around. Honey Morales with a good, healthy swing. And Lozano took a little speed off that as she floated that up on the inside corner. Now you expect that she may come back and bring heat. And that one is going to miss high. It was right over the plate, but it did miss, although Lozano looked at it like she kind of expected that might get called a strike.
Had a little rise on it. Villarreal, I think, with a pretty good jerk down, kind of kept that one from being called.
And a little pop fly headed right to Torres at shortstop. Doesn't even need to move. Puts up the glove. And, Morales just not catching all of that. And flies out, pops out, that is, to the shortstop position. 6 for 1 out, but Lovington has 2 more outs, and they've still got a runner in scoring position That is Quiroga sitting on second base. Quiroga, even though a catcher, does her own running, and she's pretty darn good at that as well. So Zabri Rodriguez is stepping up. She had a 3-run home run on Wednesday night, and that is going to just miss the outside corner a little high.
Had a couple of home runs on Wednesday night,
yeah.
as a matter of fact.
And she had a really nice night at the plate, and that should get her confidence. But again, this is a weak hit, a little fly, a little pop-up to Torres, who had to move over to her right toward third base a little bit more. And Rodriguez doing the same thing that Morales did. There is some spin. Lozano has a lot of what Sanchez has for Lovington. She's got some spin on that ball, and if you don't hit it dead center and really stop that rotation, you're going to pop it. You're going to pop it up, and that's what 2 of them have done now back to back. So 2 outs, but still got that runner in scoring position. Jocelyn O'Gean, cleanup hitter, first baseman for Lovington, up to the plate. First pitch is a ball. 1-0 the count. So Lovington can do a lot of damage with 2 outs. They're not a cut. Oh, and there's a nice little Texas leaguer. It's gonna by about a foot. It's gonna fall foul down the third base line. Oh. That was a nice one that was in shallow left field.
That RBI double written all over it.
Sure did.
Just an inch further to the right, and it's a double. But as it is, it's just strike one.
Yep, 1-1 the count now on O'Gean, but she really laced into that one. The danger here now is there's that even the changeup that Lozano throws has some spin on it. There's a nice high fly ball headed out to right field. Coming in on it is Gonzalez, and she drops it. But it was it foul or
it was
fair?
Fair.
It was fair, just fair. And so she drops it. She was running hard out.
She
I don't
actually
think
never touched it.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, okay. When I looked up, it was her glove was down and the ball was bouncing, so she just couldn't get to it. So a nice little Texas leaguer fell in just the right place, and O'Gean has an RBI single. So Lovington on the board, and that brings up Yaya Garcia to the plate. A runner on first, 2 outs, and that's going to miss outside for ball 1 on Yaya. So 1-0 the count, 2 outs, 1 run in. Quiroga scoring from second on that Texas leaguer. What was good about that was with 2 outs, Quiroga just go for it. And that's going to be a hot grounder that's going to roll between first and second out into right field, and that's going to be a single. That will put Jocelyn O'Gean, or actually Yaya Garcia, on first, and that's going to move O'Gean over to third. So now Lady Cats at the corners.
Yeah, did a nice job there. Just shot that one through the hole between Mendoza and Perez at first and second, and got out there and on the move as soon as contact was made was O'Gean. Let her go 2 sacks instead of just 1.
And that brings up number 6, Zimri Ellis, the center fielder, to the plate. And she hits the first one. She sees a line drive over the head of Torres at shortstop. It's going to roll out. The left fielder, Gonzalez, goes back to the fence to get it. And it does score 1. And then Garcia, rounding, headed for third, has to slide in. And the throw comes in, but they did not get her.
Was very close, and Coach Faith going to come out and argue about it. And actually, I think if Yaya had slid, she would have been safe, and there wouldn't have even been any question mark about it. But
well,
it was very close. Of course, Yaya is not out there for her speed, but Coach taking the chance to get her over to third and bringing Sanchez to the plate.
So Zimri Ellis able to move over to second on the throw in. It was a well-hit ball, and that brings up Sabri Sanchez. So runners at second and third, and it is 2-0 now. A high pop fly, it stays in, and coming back for it is the Envia Real. The catcher throws off her mask and gets it just in time before it hits the back stop, and that is the 3rd out, but not before Lovington plates a couple of runs. So they're up 2-0. We go to the top of the 2nd inning. We'll be back with more Lady Wildcat softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Their athletic teams and wants to encourage all teachers, students, and staff to keep pressing on. Wildcats, you are winners on and off of the court. Lovington Municipal Schools are proud of holding the utmost and highest standards. Go out there and be proud to be part of the Big Blue. For more information on what is happening now at Lovington Schools, log on to lovingtonschools.net and bet you won't be disappointed. Go Big Blue. 3 claps and a woo!
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
And welcome back to Lady Wildcats softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm Dawn working with TJ Miracle. In the bottom of the first, Lovington plated 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors, 2 left on base. So we go to the top of the second inning. Lovington leading 2-0. And coming up to the plate for the Phillies will be 5, 6, and 7 in the order. That's Eva Gonzalez, Annie Gonzalez, and McKaylee Villarreal, the catcher. So first plate appearance for all of them. And Lovington with no changes out on the field. Urahara in the circle, Quiroga behind the plate. That's your battery. And coming up to the plate is Gonzalez. And Eva leads the Phillies in stolen bases with 9 on the season so far. So apparently she's good at getting on base because you can't steal bases unless you're there, either by virtue of walks or hits. And that is going to just hit the outside corner. Nice work as a little breaking ball by Urahara.
Good tailing action on that late.
Breaking ball. And I think I think Eva Gonzalez at the plate looked at it and really thought it was going to be outside, but it ended up, across the corner. And that is going to miss low and inside for ball 1 to even up the count. And Gonzalez does not chase. So far, Urahara with 2 strikeouts. Sent them both down looking and 1 walk. And now facing her first batter in the top of the second inning, and that's going to miss high and outside for ball 2. Not a lot of wind today, but just enough that it could be in play at times, especially if the ball is up in the air, hit up in the air.
Yeah, and it is blowing pretty good, gusting
right
about
now.
20 miles from right to left. Yeah.
But at times it dies to almost nothing. So it's very hard. It's just gusty. It's not constant. And a swing and a miss. Beautiful pitch. Urahara paints the outside corner, and that pitch dropped just a little bit. And Gonzalez sounds like maybe she got just a piece of it, but not enough. So strike 2 counts even at 2-2 with Annie Gonzalez on deck and McKaylee Villarreal, the catcher, in the hole. That's going to miss outside, as I think that was a little change up. Urahara floated that up. I think she wanted to see if Gonzalez would chase. Instead, it brings the count full. And Lovington needs to be just as efficient in this top of the inning as they were to begin the game. 4 up, 3 down, last at bat for the Phillies. And a swing and a miss, as that was on the outside corner, and the bat was about 6 inches too short for Gonzalez to reach it. So a swing and a miss, and a strikeout number 3. And out number 1 brings up Annie Gonzalez, the left fielder for the Phillies.
Well, and a nice job so far by Urahara, really varying her speeds and positions.
Yeah, you got to stay sharp when you're facing a team that's a team of hitters. Whew, you can't let down on any pitch. And that misses just a little bit inside and low for ball number 1. You make a mistake and you get away with it. You dodged a bullet there. You not usually afforded very many misses when you go up a team that's scoring runs like Denver City is and not giving up many runs. And that misses low and outside for ball number 2. So Urahara taking a little more time between those pitches. Gets ready and fires in the fastball over the outside corner. A little pop in the glove there for strike number 1. And Gonzalez just looks at that. Doesn't offer.
And when in doubt, just go ahead and run the fastball up there. That's what Urahara did right there, down 2-1.
And that is going to be a call. Strike at the knees on the outside corner as well. Denver City faithful not happy with that, thinking that was a little low, but it looked good from up here. So 2-2 the count now. 1 out, nobody on here in the top of the second inning. Lovington is leading 2-0. Beautiful pitch as Urahara just keep going. I mean, it's kind of like it's like any sport. If whatever's working, you keep doing it while it's working, and that pitch is working. So she's working the pitch, and that scored her 4th strikeout and brings up McKaylee Villarreal to the plate. So 2 outs, nobody on. And ready for McKaylee. Of course, this is the first plate appearance for her. That's going to be a little too outside and miss, just off the corner for ball number 1.
And on the rise a little bit, too, as Quiroga has to come out of the crouch just a little bit to go up and get that one as it was still rising.
Mendoza is on deck and Lozano in the hole. If they get that far, Lovington would like to keep them from getting that far, and that's going to miss low and inside. That inside pitch, if there's any weakness so far in Urahara's performance in the circle, it's that she has not found the range on that inside cutter. That ball moves a lot from the left to the right across the plate to the inside, and it has just either been low or too inside so far. But give her enough time, I think she'll work it up and get that in as a strike. And sometimes you want to throw a pitch like that just to move them back in the box and to see if they'll chase it, and can't do a lot with that pitch. And that's going to be a strike. So
and Villarreal may not see a better pitch than that all season. And
that was
you talked
pretty
about
juicy.
You talked about getting away with one, and I think Taft did right there.
2-2 the count on Villarreal. 2 outs, nobody on. And the payoff pitch comes in. Well, nope, it is just going to end up running the count full. Just a little too high and outside, although I think it was a good choice for Urahara to send that up there, protecting the plate with 2 strikes.
Well, and now she's got her looking out and up.
Yep.
This would be a good place to come back
down. Down and in. Oh, and she comes down but keeps it over the outside of the plate and spoiling it off. Back to the back screen as Villarreal. Count remains full. So we'll see what she decides to do with this one. She's thrown just about everything she has except that watermelon changeup that she's got. Oh, and that just misses. She decided for the fastball at the knees and missed it just a little bit, and walks her second Philly of the afternoon. Puts her on first. There will be a courtesy runner for Villarreal as a catcher, and that's going to be Aramari Rodriguez, number 13.
Yep.
And 2 outs, 1 runner on. And that brings up Mendoza to the plate. First pitch is in. It's going to be a ball. You want to come back strong. After a walk, you really want to come back strong. And within a pitch or two, find that zone and sort of just reassert yourself as in control. And that is going to hit the outside corner. A little changeup. Took a little off of that. Nice.
And Denver City is yet to offer at that pitch.
Yeah.
Through 8 batters.
No matter what speed that pitch is, they are leaving the outside corner alone for the most part, unless they've got 2 strikes on them and they make a little foul contact on that, spoil it off a lot of times. That missed a little too outside. So 2-1 is the count, with Lozano on deck and then back to the top of the order. But Lovington would like to cut things down and get out of this just right here if they can. Of course, it's a first on, there's a force on second. High pop fly coming under it is the shortstop. Rodriguez calls for it, fights the sun, but she's got sunglasses on and she makes the grab and keeps it. So, dodging a bullet there with 3rd out, popped out to position 6. So 4 up, 3 down, no runs on no hits, no errors, 1 left on base. We'll be back with more Lovington Lady Wildcats softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Lovington Wildcat fans, are you ready for the battle? Battle Energy is ready to take the court with the Cats. For all your BOP nipple ups and BOP testing, call Battle Energy. Battle Energy is also providing safety training, no matter where you need it. Battle does on-site or mobile training. Call today at 575-942-9472 for the company that's ready to go to battle with you. Battle Energy proudly supports all Lovington and Lee County athletics.
When it comes to your hard-earned money, selecting the right bank is vital. Hi, I'm David Campbell, president of First American Bank in Lovington. First American Bank in Lovington is part of this community. So bank with trusted partners you know, and trusted partners that are part of this area we call home. First American Bank offers all the advantages big corporate banks do, and we do our banking with hometown support and commitment. Choose First American Bank, 19 West Washington in Lovington. We want to earn your trust then earn your business.
Welcome back for Lady Wildcat softball from Lady Wildcat Field in Lovington. I'm Dawn Morgan with TJ Miracle, and we go to the top of the second inning. Lovington has a 2-0 lead here over the Denver City Phillies, and it'll be 7-8-9 due up for the Lady Cats. Sanchez, Garcia, and Tavera. That's Bailey Garcia.
8-9-1.
Or actually, yes, that's right. 8-9-1. That's right. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong squares. So yes, 8-9-1. Still into the order and then top of the order. So Bailey Garcia, Bethany Tavera, and then top of the order Quiroga. So thank you, TJ.
Number 21, Bailey Garcia.
And Bailey Garcia up to the plate. Her first plate appearance.
So Lovington had a pretty good run in that first inning, getting 4 hits, 3 of them back to back to back. So far they haven't had too much trouble picking up Lozano. Let's see if they can continue it with the bottom of the order.
As Bailey Garcia coming up. Bailey, of course, playing left field for Lovington. And she was a very busy young woman out there on Wednesday night. Lovington kept the left side of the field hopping, and Clovis, when they hit, they were hitting, and Bailey had some good stops out there. And the first pitch comes in, and the second pitch comes in. 2 balls in a row there against Bailey. So 2-0 the count. And a hit and a fly is looking foul. It's going to stay inside the fence, but it is too far for anybody to get there in time, although Gonzalez, Torres, and Villarreal all gave chase over there. It simply becomes a long strike one. 2-1 the count on Garcia. And I was looking back to see Bailey Garcia had, this one she hits again, and it goes foul down the left field line. In the game on Wednesday night, Bailey had a sack, moved a runner, had a sack grounder. She walked and scored and got hit by a pitch and got stranded. So she's really looking to kind of prove herself with the bat. This game, again, she's proven herself before, but coming off of that game Wednesday night, good healthy cut. She cuts right underneath the ball, and it's spun right straight back to the screen for strike 2. So 2-2 is the count on her now. She's looking to lace into one. She's got power, and when she connects with it, she can definitely give it a ride. And a swing and a high fly ball headed out to shallow center. Larea coming up. Actually, Larea was on the way in, and Torres was on the way out, and Torres made the grab going behind her for out number 1. So a fly out to position 6 in the book.
Very busy for Torres. That's her third pop out that she's caught. So Lovington gotta level those swings out there, cutting up a little bit, and it's causing the pop-ups. All 4 of their outs have been pop-ups.
And the pop-up swing and a miss for Bethany Tavera. She was in front of that and chopped down on it. But at least that time, that pop went a little farther out into the field. The other pops that Rodriguez, that actually Torres caught were infield pop-ups. That one was really past the infield track in shallow outfield. There's another swing and no connection. So Tavera with 2 strikes on her. 1 out, 1 batter at the plate with an 0-2 count. And a nice line drive is going to go foul, unfortunately. That would have been beautiful, and that would have been a base hit, maybe a double for sure. As Tavera, she's got power when she connects. Let's hope she can do that here. She's protecting the plate with 0-2 count on her now. Let's see what Lozano dishes up for her as well. And it's a high ball, and she does chop at it, of course, with 2 strikes. She's going to be offering it a lot of balls that she might normally let go. And she makes enough contact to stay alive at the plate, though.
No, and that's very important. But more importantly, she is staying alive, and she's getting her teammates more opportunities to see everything that's in Lozano's arsenal.
Lozano brings it, and Tavera again fouls another one back out of play off into the bleachers on the left.
And, of course, it'll be interesting as they turn it over to the top of the lineup with Quiroga. Now, everybody has seen Lozano once through the order. Sometimes Lovington, when they can kind of key in and clue in that, really that second, third time through, that's when they can really start doing the damage.
They can really start ripping into even good pitching when they do that. And that misses high and outside. And Tavetta does not chase, so 1-2 is the count. Again, she's batting in the 9th slot. And then we'll be back up to Quiroga and then Morales in the hole. So 2-2 count. They're high and outside, so Tavetta hanging tough the plate, trying to find one that she can. Boy, she laced into that foul ball that it was a line drive, smoked it over foul left, and she definitely she swatted at that one. She likes the high ball. She likes those at about anywhere from belt high up to head high, and she swats at those, and she swats a little to the left when she's ahead of it. That's why she pulls it all the way over to the left. That one went beyond the Clovis dugout. So the danger there is when you chase one that you can't connect with, or if Lozano offers one up that's a lot faster or slower than the ones that she's hit at. And there you go. That was a little high and a little outside, a little more speed on it, and Tavetta bit. But she hung in tough for a long time. There were more pitches to her than we've had to any single batter so far for either team.
Yeah, it was either 8 or 9 pitches through that at bat. A pretty good battle there, and Tavera losing it to Lozano at the end. First strikeout of the night for Lozano, and that'll turn it back over to the top of the order.
And, of course, Tavetta goes down swinging, better than going down looking. But 2 outs now. But Lovington, well, they can do a lot. They're pretty famous for their 2-out rallies, and Quiroga's just the lady to get it going. As a Nahi, she's got good power, good eye. She can work the walk, but she hit a solid double, and ended up crossing the plate her first time up in this game. That's going to float in a little high and outside, so that is going to even things up 1-1 on a Nahi Quiroga. 2 outs, 2-0 is your score. Lovington leading Denver City, and that's going to miss. So 2-1 the count now on Quiroga. She's got a really good eye. She doesn't chase much. If she intends to hit it, you got to be a really tricky pitcher to get it past her. And that smoked just beside Villarreal. She put out the glove, but not in time to be able to get it. However, well played out there by Gonzalez in left field. She picked it right up and hit her cutoff. Torres threw it in and holds Quiroga to first. So Quiroga with a smoking single. And yes, Lovington has the opportunity to break it open and get a 2-out rally going. Hunter Morales, it's up to her, though, to keep the line moving.
And important here, Honey does tend to swing up on things a little bit, and with the spin from Lozano's ball, popped her up the first time, over 1. So you want to see if you can level that out a little bit.
And she did. She didn't chop at it as much, but she was a little in front of it. Honey has a tendency to be a little impatient at the bat. She is so anxious to hit that a lot of times she pulls the pitches all the way over, and then when she does, get one, the timing is right for her. A lot of times she will pop it up, but man, she's capable of hitting that ball. And hot grounder again, goes foul down the left field line, the third base line. So strike number 2, 0-2 count, 2 outs. A runner on first, an opportunity for Lovington to increase their 2-0 lead, and they need every chance they get against a very capable Denver City team here. And a pop-up again. This time it's, and an error has nobody called it. Somebody called for it and then called it off. The pitcher, Lozano and Villarreal from third, both went for it, and I guess they both thought the other one was calling it and calling each other off, and nobody got it. Dropped right between them.
And they actually call it a foul ball because it hit and then kicked into foul territory.
Before it was touched. So, oh, wow.
So Denver City catching a bit of a break there.
So the count stays 0-2, and Quiroga goes back to first. She was already at third. And Honey laces into that one and picks it up. And again, a long foul ball out of play off to the left. So if she could just straighten that swing out and go ahead, I'd like to see her just get a nice line drive shot right there between short and left, short and third base out in left field or in right field. That could move Quiroga around a little bit better. but Honey tends to pull over to the left field, and she did there, but it goes foul. So protecting the plate, staying alive at the bat with 2 strikes on her, 2 outs, a runner on first, and Lovington with a 2-0 lead, but they'd like to increase that here. They're usually scored. Of course, it is just the bottom of the second, but oh, and did it hit her? It looked like it was going inside. Whether it hit her, I guess they're going to say it didn't hit her, but Quiroga uses the opportunity to go to second. There was a little confusion about that. I think even the catcher thought that
it kind of sounded like it hit her, but
yeah, I thought so too. But the ump checked, and so count remains. Oh, and now that one laces foul as well. That's about the 15th hit, it seems like, that she's hit foul down on the left side. But it is a full count now.
No, it's still 2-2.
2-2? Oh, okay. I got it down. I had 3 little dots in my book instead of 2-2. So we'll keep it at 2-2. Lots of 2s on the board. 2-2 count, 2 outs, 2-0 Lovington. And that's a call strike on the outside corner. And Morales goes down looking, and that's the 3rd out. And that is going to be, what, just the 2nd strikeout?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2nd strikeout for Lozano in this one. But it ends Lovington's threat as it's 4 up, 3 down. They scored no runs on 1 hit. There are no errors, 1 left on base. And we go to the top of the 3rd. Lovington still ahead 2-0. Back with more Lady Wildcats softball coming up.
Western States Insurance.
Why choose Western States Insurance as your independent insurance agent? Because Western States Insurance is more than an insurance agency. They're a people agency dedicated to the insurance needs of their customers. Western States Insurance is large enough to provide the products you demand and small enough to offer you personal service.
We've got you covered. Western States Insurance.
Call 396-1318 or go by 212 North Love in Lovington.
Stone Oilfield Services says many traffic fatalities may be caused by an intoxicated driver. So do yourself and your community a favor and remember the 3 C's of safety: caution, courtesy, and above all, common sense. Safe and sober driving is everyone's responsibility. That message was from Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington, a name you can trust and depend on. For quality and integrity, call 575-396-1840. From the Stone family and staff at Stone Oilfield Services.
And welcome back to Lady Wildcats softball. In the bottom of the 2nd inning, the Lady Cats threatened but came up empty. So they are still leading, though, 2-0 as we go to the top of the 3rd inning. It is going to be bottom of the order. It'll be 9-1-2 up for the Phillies. Lozano, Larea, Torres. And Lovington has been playing defensively very well in this game. They've only allowed a couple of base runners, and they were 2 walks. And they kept Denver City from scoring, so they want to do that here and get back in the dugout and continue to try to put their own runs on the board. Here we go, top of the 3rd, and Lozano, the pitcher, up to the plate. As it's still Urahara in the circle for Lovington, your starting pitcher. Quiroga behind the plate, your battery. And that's a beautiful pitch, a beautiful call strike right down the pike. Wow. That was a good one. Just right above the knees, right in the center of the plate. Little fastball. Second pitch coming in. That's going to just miss the outside corner. Little pop in the glove, a little spin on it. Late action, but it broke too far.
Yeah, I think if Quiroga doesn't move the glove quite as much, that's probably a strike.
It's been in the area of called strike before, but we're not criticizing at all. That one looks like it. Now that one was called strike, and it looked like Quiroga moved the glove even more over. She framed that for the ump a little bit more, but I think he said that it broke over the plate even before she moved the glove. So call strike 2, and a 1-2 count on Lozano. Pitcher on pitcher duel here. And that is an inside ball from Urahara. Took a little off of it. Lozano protecting the plate, 1-2, and swings and misses. So strikeout number 5 for Urahara, and out number 1 And that will bring up the top of the order again. It is Analea Larea, the center fielder, struck out her first time up, second plate appearance.
Now it'll be interesting to see if they get a little more aggressive second time through.
That's a beautiful pitch, and again, just not the fastest that Urahara throws, not the slowest. Well placed, right over, just inside corner to the inside from the inside to the center of the plate. Just not much movement on that. Call strike one. And that has a little late breaking action on it, too much so, and it misses outside for ball one. A little more pop in the glove from that, though, as Urahara bending down, getting a little sand on her fingers, ready for this one, and it's inside, and wow, Larea decides to golf it and makes contact, but it goes foul down the right side of the field.
And these Phillies have been much more aggressive on the inside pitches than they have on anything from middle away. Urahara has, I think, picked up on that a little bit and is trying to stay away from him because she came inside there and pretty good contact. Whoa.
Way, a little chin music there and moves Larea way back, but she jumps back in time. It's just a ball, 2-1 the count now on her. Again, the wind is gusty. At times, gusting up pretty good, probably about 25 miles an hour or so, 25, 30 miles an hour. Oh, beautiful pitch on the outside corner. Wow, was that ever nice. And for the second time, Larea goes down looking. So another strikeout. That's strikeout number 6 for Urahara, doing a nice job in the circle. She certainly has these Denver City Phillies a little flummoxed so far. And that's out number 2. And brings Torres to the plate. She's got the highest batting percentage, or the next to the highest batting percentage for the Phillies. Picks the first one up, and a high fly ball to shallow right field. Coming in on it was Tavera. Made the catch, made the grab. I didn't think that she was going to be able to get there in time. Oh, it did. See, I thought there's a couple of pipes in my way right here, and I was looking, trying to see, and it looked like she had gotten it.
But again, that was an inside pitch, and Torres took it and just shot it out into right field.
It would have been a ball. I think it was that inside that it would have been a call ball, and she kind of golfed it out there, had enough speed and spin on it to get a shallow right field hit out of it. So Torres with a single sitting on first, and Perez at the bat. She struck out her last time up. 1 out, 1 on, and that was, I believe, a ball, right?
Strike one.
Strike one, okay. That is also a strike. Beautiful. On the outside corner, it dropped in, had a little drop to it. And Perez leaned on it, but she didn't offer. So 2 strikes, 0-2. 1 out, 1 on. Lovington wants to mitigate the damage, and that's another inside pitch. It's a little Texas leaguer. It's going to fall in shallow left field, and Bailey Garcia comes in on it. There was no chance for anybody to catch that, but Bailey made a good play, at least stopped it and hit her cutoff point, and that's about all you can do with something like that. Yulissa Perez lifted it up and golfed it. Again, an inside pitch, so Urahara might want to go ahead and stay away from that inside pitch, keep working the outside corner. So far, Denver City has been a lot less successful with that pitch. So back-to-back singles, runners on first and second, 1 out, and the first pitch is going to be a ball.
And the first 2 hits of the ball game for Denver City.
Yeah, Jasmine Villarreal, the third baseman rather. She had a fly out to center field her first time up, so she's 0 for 1. But yeah, back-to-back singles, both on inside pitches, and that's a good pitch on the outside corner. Will pop in the glove. I think that Urahara really needs to continue to work the outside corner, work from the middle to the outside of the plate rather than inside. Denver City, so many of these batters, as you picked up on, TJ, liking that inside corner. That missed just a little, just not by much. 2-1 the count now. 2-1. 1 out, runners on first and second. It's going to be very important. And I think Rodriguez comes over from short and says, you know what, I think you need to fill in the pitcher's hole. And she calls for some help, so they make quick work of it. and that can affect you as a pitcher. You dig a hole out there, especially when you've got artificial surface. You don't have that problem. But when you're pitching in sand, it doesn't take long. Depending on your stride, depending on how much your toe digs in off of the rubber when you pitch, you tend to dig at least one, sometimes two holes, and that can affect your stride. The way you land affects how you release the ball and when you release the ball. And that was good for Rodriguez to pick up on that. Beautiful pitch on the outside corner, spun back, and Villarreal also thought it was a pretty good pitch. And she fouled it straight back, went almost in the media booth up here. Almost hit through the window. So 2 balls, 2 strikes on Villarreal. Little pitcher's duel here. And again, a pitch is fouled back and goes over the booth at this time.
I think it hit the speaker on the roof, actually.
Oh, really? Well, it went over the booth.
Yeah, it went over the booth.
The speaker is sitting up there. So, let's hope it didn't damage things. 2-2 the count. Oh, a beautiful pitch. Urahara gave her the watermelon. She floated it up there, and Villarreal went for it way ahead of it, and she got her. So strikeout number 3 as Urahara struck out, made all 3 out strikeouts in that at bat for the Phillies. They threatened. They put a couple of runners on but couldn't move them around. So no score there. So we are going to go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Lovington still up 2-0. We'll be back with more Lady Wildcat softball coming up.
At some point, you'll have a question or need to replace or fix something on your vehicle. Whether your vehicle is new or ancient, Lovington Auto Supply is your trusted advisor when you need dependable auto parts. Not only do they have the parts you need, they have real answers to your real automotive questions, and that help keeps your vehicle running longer and stronger. Quality parts, helpful people. Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. Napa, get up and go.
Attention shoppers, Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
And welcome back to Lady Wildcat Softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. Woo. Lovington dodging a bullet there as the first hits by Denver City. Torres and Perez got themselves on base, but good pitching by Urahara as she struck out 3 of the batters that she faced. So there were no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Lady Cats come up to the plate, and they are leading this one 2-0, but they sure do need some insurance runs, TJ.
Well, you would certainly like to do that. Of course, now we've been through one time on both teams, and Lovington getting into the heart of the order, 3-4-5 with Rodriguez, Olguin, and Garcia coming up. That's generally the power portion of your lineup, and Rodriguez popping it out. So she is 0 for 1, but it was Olguin who got the single her last time up, and then Yaya also with a single. So you've got 2 for 3 in the next 3 batters, and Zabri Rodriguez with the ability to put a charge in one in a heartbeat too. So.
You bet. She had, I mentioned her 3-run home run on Wednesday night. She had another home run that game as well, as you mentioned. And the first pitch comes in way high and outside, a soft
And again, Larea is playing over towards the alley in left center.
Huge
and you got Gonzalez over towards the line and right. If you could get one into the right side, yeah, you're going to run forever.
And a pitch on the inside is a hot little grounder. Actually not so hot. It just rolled just fast enough and far enough to be out of reach by Torres at short and Villarreal at third. Goes out to left field. Gonzalez picks it up, throws it in, but
I
Rodriguez.
believe that's a ground ball with eyes. It just found
Well,
the hole, not a lot on it,
I
found
guess
the hole
so.
and went through.
It didn't move. I usually think of a ground ball with eyes as one that sort of dodges somehow and moves, but you're right. I think as it's a single. Rodriguez on base, no outs, one runner on, and Olguin at the plate. Olguin had an RBI single, laced one her last time up, and swings at the first pitch she sees, a little low, and she catches a piece of it for strike one.
That little speed got taken off of that one by Lozano, and Olguin was just way out in front and over the top of it and just kind of got a little tick on it. knocked it down into the plate.
Rodriguez slapped at the second pitch she saw, and Olguin swinging at the first pitch she saw. And that second pitch is going to be high and outside for ball 1. So even up the count. No outs, a runner on first for Lovington as they're up 2-0, but they really want to put some more runs on the board. And this has the feeling of an inning, an at-bat where they could do that. A high pop is going to stay in the infield. Mendoza at first under it, didn't have to move much. And Olguin is out to the first baseman. A pop out. The first baseman popping out to the first baseman, position 3 for 1 out, but still just 1 out. Lovington has a couple more outs and chances to move that runner around and in if they can. I have noticed that the base running, Lovington really hasn't had much of a chance to be real aggressive on the base paths with the runners that they've had on at times. And there's a pass of ball. And it gets away from Villarreal. She kind of loses it in the dirt. It rolls back to the backstop, and that allows Rodriguez to get out to second base and dance really across and dance toward third.
Dangerously out there. But that's really the first time Villarreal's bobbled anything with anybody on base, and so that's part of the reason Lovington has not been as aggressive as Villarreal hadn't let him be.
No, she's hoovered everything up, blocked everything out, and the pitching has not been wild. Lozano has not had very many, out of control pitches to make Villarreal really work at that either. So the combination means fewer opportunities for Lovington to move around the base paths. But they do have a runner in scoring position now. And a 1-1 count. That's going to be a Texas leaguer. It's going to fall. It's going to score 1. Although the throw is coming into home plate, and it ended up being a little cut. She needs to go back and touch the base, I think. I think she did touch it, but she kind of just went across the base. That's Zabri Rodriguez with that good jump off of second base out there. You could tell that was not a catchable ball after it left the bat, and she made the most of it, scampered in, and now Lovington is 3-0 over Denver
Johanna
City.
Ochoa will check in as a pinch runner for Yaya Garcia.
Yeah.
So Coach McCraw just trying to get a little more speed on the base paths with just 1 out.
Exactly. And Yaya was able to go to second on the throw in. I guess we will call it a double, though. It's an RBI,
it's a single.
An RBI single, and then she went to second on the throw, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right. And then the courtesy runner for her, and still just 1 out. And that brings up Zimri Ellis to the plate. Sanchez on deck. Oh, and there's a hit. It stopped as a foul ball. It was just outside of the base path. And Villarreal at third knocked it down, and it finishes rolling out.
And Ellis scorched a double to left her last time up, so she is 1 for 1.
She got stranded, though. She got a single, but she wasn't able to drive anybody in, and then the ending ended. Oh, there's a high fly ball headed out to deep left. It hits the fence between left and center and will score 1, and that's going to be an RBI single for Ellis, and Lovington is up 4-0 now. So a well hit, solid hit ball as Lovington really starting to lace into Lozano now. And that scored the courtesy runner from second in, and that brings up Sabri Sanchez to the plate, and she had a fly out, I believe, her last time up.
Yep, right? Popped it up to the catcher.
And that she shows bunt, screens it out, and Villarreal loses it and allows Zimri Ellis to steal second, and that's exactly what that was designed to do, because you could tell that Sabri really was not going to make contact. She pulled the bat back and didn't chase it down to meet the ball, and it was just designed to screen that out while they sent the runner to second. It's Coach McGraw again, moving runners around, and that's going to hit her, and Sabri Sanchez takes her base, and Zimri Ellis moved over to third. Nope, she had to stay on second. So.
Yep, on the hit pitch.
Yep, on the hit by pitch. Yep, you can't go anywhere. So runners at first and second now. First hit by pitch of the game. So you got to wonder if Lozano is just starting to feel the pressure a little bit, or I don't know. But just 1 out, 4-0 your score here in the bottom of the third inning. A swing and a miss, a big cut by Bailey Garcia.
Yeah, Garcia was sitting fastball and got a change up there and way out in front of it. Coach DePorto going to come over and mention that.
I think he's taking a minute. Of course, DePorto in the first first base coaching role here in the box in the first base, and McCraw takes the box at third. And DePorto, I think DePorto is their hitting coach basically. I think he's
the batter
really
whisperer.
Yeah, the bat whisperer. Yeah. Well, he and McCraw and their other assistants on staff, they've done a really nice job over the last few years because Lovington is known as a team of hitters usually. So back in the box, ready for it, and that is going to miss. Oh, almost a rundown out there as dancing off the bag was Zimri Ellis going toward third until Villarreal just finally kind of faked a couple of throws, and Ellis scampered back safely to second. Runners on first and second here. 1-1 count. 1 out. Runners at first and second. Bailey Garcia at the plate. And a pop-up. Does it stay in play? It does. And going back for it is Villarreal. Oh.
Wind caught it right at the last second and blew it out of her reach. So Garcia dodging a bullet right there.
Because Villarreal had already grabbed one of those in almost the same place. But not to be this time. And yes, that's a big sigh of relief there. It just becomes a strike, so a 1-2 count now on Bailey Garcia. She had a fly out to the shortstop last time up. Oh, she flinched on that. It came floating up across the outside.
And now
we will have a rundown. And they get an error, throwing error that goes over the head of the second baseman, and that allows Ellis to go ahead and make it safely to third, and that allowed Sanchez to make it to second as well. So a throwing error, and again, don't know if she intended to get that far out and get caught in no woman's land or not, but she did. It ended up okay. And there's a swing and a foul back out of play off to the right, so count remains 1-2. Oh, actually, no, it's 1-2. Oh, 2-2 now. All right. I have a 1-2, and the board has it 1-2. So that's what I was going by as well. All right, so 2-2. And a high pop up again. It's third baseman Villarreal calling for it, coming over and making the grab, keeps the runners right where they are. So a pop up to third baseman, position 5 in the book for out number 2. And now number 3, Bethany Tavera, the right fielder, up to the plate. She struck out her first time up. This is her second plate appearance. And Lovington ahead in this one. They've plated 2 runs so far in this at bat. They'd like to keep the line going. They have runners on second and third. Hate to waste them. First pitch comes in a little on the inside. Tavera likes that pitch, but she's usually ahead of it as she is there and fouls it off to the left for strike 1. She struck out her last time up, but not. It was after about seeing 15 pitches almost. I think it was actually 9, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Long at bat, about 8 or 9 pitches, but 0-1 count on her now. As Lovington really would like to get some more runs in. That is going to be a call strike on the outside corner. I was waiting to see. It kind of came back in. It had a little late break and moved back across the plate and becomes call strike. So just like that, 0-2 count on Tavera. And a swing, and wow, she was waiting on that one. In fact, she didn't wait long enough and just pulled that. Nice, sharply hit ball, but it goes foul down the left third baseline past the Denver City dugout. So count still 0-2. And Tavera looking to keep Lovington alive here and bring in those runs. A swing, and again, that was inside and high, and she swatted at it, made contact to stay alive, but laced it off toward the Denver City dugout in the process. Last time she did this, it was a pitch on it was a kind of a change up on the outside corner that got her. And it was almost. This pitch was just a little outside, enough that it was a call ball, but it was close. It was too close for comfort. I was holding my breath. 1-2 count. And a swat at that. It would have been a ball. She knows it. She's like, oh no, I want that one back. But the count remains 1-2. Just swatted at that high one coming up. As long as you make contact and spoil it off, it's okay. It's all right. And she fouls that one back. And that probably would have been a call strike. It was a nice medium speed pitch on the outside corner. She caught it just underneath the ball and spun it straight back. So count remains 1-2. 2 outs, runners on second and third on a breezy Friday afternoon of softball here at Lady Wildcat Field in Lovington. Lozano, not feeling comfortable, moves off the rubber for a moment. Now back on it. Oh, and there's a little hot shot to third base. And Villarreal, not sure where she should go, ends up throwing it over to second. And the ball, again, I don't think that was a throwing error so much as I think that was a catching error by Perez over there at second base. I think that ball was catchable.
Actually, it's not going to go down as an error. You're going to get Sanchez over to third. It'll be an RBI infield single for Tavera. And then if you want to put an error on it, it is an error on, it'll be an E5 on the third baseman Villarreal for the bad throw. That's the second one she's airmailed, but the run would have scored anyway.
I think it wasn't that far over her head, not like the last throw that was completely over the head. That one was catchable, I think, and second baseman got a glove on it. So
it'll be an infield single and then an E5 that gets Sanchez to third.
Well, you're going to put it down as an E5. I think I might put it down as an E4. So
all right,
we'll see.
We'll go with E4.
All right. So either way you
it's
score
a run.
It's a run, and Lovington will take it. 5-0 is your score, and 2 outs. When Lovington just keeping the line moving, top of the order, Quiroga up to the plate. Ooh, that's going to be call strike on the outside corner. Yep, I saw that one coming. Quiroga leaned on it, thought about it. She had a single her last time up, got stranded, had a double and scored her first time up. She's 2 for 2, and she'd like to be 3 for 3 and get that runner from third in. She's going to take a minute and go have a talk with Coach McCraw in the third base coach's box.
Yeah, I think she was maybe a little crossed up on the
signals
the signals and the numbers there.
Yeah, runners, the Lady Cats at the corners. Runners on first and third now. And she shows bunt.
Dangerous to do with 2 outs.
Yeah, you got
and
to be
now
real
an 0-2
careful.
count.
Yeah. So Quiroga 0-2, 2 outs, runners at first and third. Now she's got to be very careful. She's got to protect the plate and try to hit away and hit them where they ain't. Oh boy, that was an inside pitch, and she was early on it, laced it out of play off to the left. She's got a lot of power. That's a reason. There's a reason why she's a leadoff batter, because she gets on base more times than not somehow, either by hits or by having a good eye and walking. And she chops that one. It's knocked down by Villarreal at third, but she will not have a play, as that was a hot grounder, and all she could do was get a glove on it. I don't even think that's an error.
No, it's not. It's an infield single RBI.
I call that an infield single as well. So, all right. So that means it's 6-0 now, Lovington. They've done a lot of damage with 2 outs.
And with Morales to the plate, they've batted around.
Yeah. So Quiroga on first, and that moved Tavera to second. And Sanchez came in. And a bunt. Looks like Honey Morales was going to lay the bat down for bunt, but it was an outside pitch and was a called ball. So that's ball 1 on Morales. 1-0 count. 2 outs. Runners at first and second. Lovington. And she does show bunt. Beautiful one, too. Villarreal comes in on it. Tries to, by the time she picks it up, there's no throw. Honey Morales with a lot of speed beat that out. So a beautiful bunt, as she just killed that. And Villarreal, even though she saw the bat drop, there was no way she had enough juice to get in time to have a play on it. And Villarreal behind the plate could not get up and get to it. So a bunt, an RBI, no, just a bunt single loads the bases. So a bunt single, and that brings up Zabri Rodriguez, and she takes the first ball, hits a little Texas leaguer in shallow left. It scores 1. It'll score 2 as a bobble out there by Gonzalez in left field. It'll score 3. The throw just hits the cutoff Torres, and that scores 3 on really, it should have just been a single.
Yeah, it'll be an one
Yeah, an
RBI,
RBI.
single,
Yeah.
and then it will be an E7 that scores the other 2 runs and allows Rodriguez to go to second. And so now 9-0 as the Lady Cats blowing it open here
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
taking advantage of 3 errors in the inning for Denver City.
And the wheels coming off a little bit for Denver City. So runners at first and second, or just at second, actually. So, yeah, because Rodriguez ended up over there. Morales came in. So 9-0. And at the plate, it is Jocelyn O'Gean. It looked like it was going to be a chopper, and it just kind of died. It kind of rolled, kind of chopped, and then rolled foul. So 2 strikes on O'Gean quickly, 0-2. A runner on second, 2 outs. Bottom of the third. Lovington has batted around and then some, trying to keep the line going here. And a well-hit ball gets out into left field, and again misplayed by Gonzalez out there, who takes an extra few steps and time, and that's going to allow Rodriguez to come in from second and score, and it's going to put O'Gean on second. I think that's a single with an error.
That is a single with an error. No RBI attached to it because it was the error that allowed the score
to come in.
So that's back-to-back errors on 2 separate things that keep the inning alive.
And 10-0 is your score now in favor of Lovington.
I'm not sure anybody expected this one. I know I certainly didn't.
Well, this has been a breakout inning. This bottom of the third has been the breakout inning for Lovington. 3, 6, 7, 8 runs.
And we will have a pinch hitter for Lovington. That'll be Johanna Ochoa.
Now batting number 23, Johanna Ochoa.
In place of Yaya Garcia. Yaya had an RBI. She had an RBI single her last time up, scored, or her courtesy runner did.
And her courtesy runner was Ochoa. So.
Yeah, and she had Yaya had a double and got stranded her first plate appearance, and now Ochoa comes in. And Coach McCraw's, I think he's just making sure that they all know. He's checking with DePorto, and they're all on the same page. So Ochoa gets settled into the box and chops one to third, and it's misplayed. It's bobbled by Villarreal and rolls out into left field, and it's going to score 1. Coming across the plate, and now Villarreal fires down to second, but not in time to get a sliding Ochoa into second. So she has an RBI. It's an error. So there's no RBI attached to it, right?
Correct, since there's 2 outs.
Yep.
So it'll be an E6. So 3 straight errors.
Oof.
Now makes it 11-0, and the line keeps moving. Now Zimriel is back in, who's 2 for 2, had an RBI single earlier this inning and also scored.
Again, and most of this has been done with 2 outs. Just amazing. But Ellis, center fielder, looking to smack this one, sends it out of play off to the left for strike 1. So 0-1 count. 1 runner at second. There's Ochoa out there. We had a pretty tight game, even though, Lovington was up 4-0 before just starting to hit the cover off the ball here, and a lot of errors. And there's a high fly ball going directly to center field. Larea comes up under it and finally ends the at-bat for Lovington, but not before they played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 runs across. And we will be back for the top of the 4th inning as Lovington is ahead in this one, 11-0. More Lady Cat softball coming up.
Thank you for your 2025 easier way to manage your Lee County Electric account. It is called SmartHub. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime with 24-hour access to your account. It is free and simple to use. Just search for the SmartHub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app, or go to our website at lcecnet.com and look for the SmartHub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lee County Electric account conveniently and securely with SmartHub. Lee County Electric, owned by those we serve.
Lovington Schools proudly supports their athletic teams and wants to encourage all teachers, students, and staff to keep pressing on. Wildcats, you are winners on and off of the court. Lovington Municipal Schools are proud of holding the utmost and highest standards. Go out there and be proud to be part of the Big Blue. For more information on what is happening now at Lovington Schools, log on to lovingtonschools.net and bet you won't be disappointed. Go Big Blue. 3 claps and a woo!
And in the bottom of the 3rd inning, Lovington puts 9 runs across. I've got them down for 9 hits and 4 errors committed by Denver City and 1 left on base. So we go to the top of the 4th inning, and Lovington 11-0 here. And we still have Daphne Urahara in the snow. We have 17. We have, looks like Sanchez is going to come in. Oh, no, Rodriguez. Number 17 looks like Zabri. Is that it? That is a 17. Yeah, I'm looking out there thinking I'm seeing right? Yep, number 17, Zabri Rodriguez is going to take over for Urahara in the circle. So Rodriguez with her warm-up pitches. Quiroga still behind the plate, and Ochoa is going to take over for Yaya Garcia at 3rd base.
So we'll see who goes over to center.
Or to Ellis shortstop. Is still in. Yeah, Ellis is still in center, but it looks like number 15 is going to take over at shortstop, and that's Leslie Corral. Got it. Thank you. Leslie Corral at shortstop for Rodriguez, who moves to the circle. So some changes coming up for
I believe
Lovington.
We've got a new left fielder too. We'll have to pull that here.
If we can see, if I can't, I certainly cannot see the. Who is it? Hernandez, Braylon Hernandez. Thank you, guys. The Ms. Olguin, the loudspeaker announcer here, and you are, you're who? Braxton. Okay, Braxton. All right. Well, thank you. So we got some help up here in the booth, as always. Very nice folks making us feel very welcome and doing extra things for us here in Lovington, and we can't thank them enough. They appreciate the coverage on their sports, and of course, it seems like the softball crew is kind of goes above and beyond as well. So we appreciate the help and the time and the attention that they give, and they work hard. I tell you what, the Lovington Booster Clubs for all sports are very hardworking and supportive, particularly these softball parents. First pitch is in on Gonzalez, and it is going to be low. That's Eva Gonzalez, the right fielder, up first. She struck out her first time up to the plate, and that's a 1-0 count on her right now. So Rodriguez in the circle for Lovington, seeing some time, and foul ball out of play off to the right. And it's caught. Hey, no glove. Sign him up. Just throws that back so they can get that back into the umps bucket over there. Get that ball back into play. So 1-1 count, or 1-0 count. And that's going to be on the outside corner for call strike. Again, or 1-2 rather, 1-2. Yeah, I wrote that down actually. It's 1-2. Rodriguez whips it around, and a swing and a foul tip, but it's caught by Quiroga. So a strikeout. Nice way to start your time in the circle for Rodriguez, coming in relief of Urahara, who was doing a very nice job. Urahara had 7 strikeouts, I believe, and 2 walks in her time in the circle. And now
final line on Daphne Urahara, 3 complete innings pitched, gave up 2 hits, no runs, no earned runs. So nice little 3-inning outing for her, with now Z-Rod taking over.
Number 17, Annie Gonzalez, left fielder, to the plate, and she smacks one going out to right field, and Tavera takes a couple of steps forward and makes it. Oh, that's Malaya Castro. Right when you said, I'm looking at that thinking, wait a minute, I think that's a number 10. And Malaya is number 10. So Malaya, that's somebody we didn't see that change out in the field. So Castro also saw some time off the bench in the game on Wednesday night, did a nice job. 2 outs and a beautiful pitch. Wow. Right on the outside corner, just right above the knees. Nice speed on that. And Gonzalez, watch that one go in the glove. An 0-1 count. So 2 outs. I think I said Gonzalez, I meant Villarreal. Michele Villarreal, the catcher. So a 1-1 count on her. He has a fly out to right field to Malaya Castro for the second out in this inning. Strikeout on the first one, and that misses outside. 2 balls, 1 strike on Villarreal. Mendoza is on deck. Lozano in the hole. If they get that far, Lovington would like to efficiently get 3 up, 3 down if they can here.
Yeah, you'd really like to see 8, 9, and 1 in the 5th inning with them needing runs.
That's a little too outside, and I agree. I think gave it a really careful look, and I agree. I think it was just a little too far outside. Still a nice pitch by Rodriguez. Just had a little too much break on it. Good speed. 3-1. And a swing and a line drive out to right field is going to fall in for a base hit. Nothing Castro could do. It come up on it, make the stop, and throw that in to Sanchez at second. So well played, but that's just a single that Villarreal earned. And that puts her on first. Are they going to have they don't have a courtesy runner coming out for her. They did the first time she got on base. So she's on first. 2 outs, a runner on first. And Jackie Lozano, the pitcher, swings at the first one, or Mendoza rather, swings at the first one. Yeah, Mendoza, first baseman. A high one, just kind of waved at that, and strike 1 on her. 2 outs, a runner on first, 0-1 count. Lovington up 11-0 over Denver City. I think everybody expected this to be a closer game. But Lovington took care of that by having a breakout at bat in the bottom of the 3rd. That does miss a little outside. So 1-1 count now. A 1-1 count on Mendoza. Lozano on deck, and then Larrea in the hole. But Lovington would like to keep it from getting that far. A swing and a foul tip back to the screen for strike 2.
And that one was actually kind of backing up Mendoza a little bit. She stepped backwards before she swung, and that caused it to come right back into the screen. She plants that back foot and steps forward. That might be a hard hit right back up the middle.
Right. Yeah, it shifted her momentum and took the bat a little underneath the ball and spun it back to the screen, and that is going to be a call. That's going to be a ball. So ball 2, just a little. Lovington faithful wanted a strike on that, did not get it. So 2-2 the count. And a swing and a foul ball. So count remains 2-2. 2 outs, a runner on first. And the shadows starting to lengthen as the sun sets. Off to our right as we're looking straight out over the catcher, the pitcher, and the center fielder, and the American flag out there. And that's going to get away from Quiroga, and it's Quiroga's pretty good. She's got a sticky glove usually, and it's hard to get one past her. But that one had a lot of speed on it and just got away, and that allows for Villarreal to get over to second. And a swing and a high fly ball headed out to deep center field, but backing up and grabbing it, Ellis making a nice catch out there. Had to play the wind a little bit, and that ball was moving, but the wind, I think, took it and just kind of took it down. It just kind of started dying a little bit. So Mendoza gave it a ride, but a fly out to center field ends the at-bat for Denver City. So 4 up, 3 down, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base, and we will be back with the bottom of the 4th inning coming up. More Lady Wildcat softball on the way.
Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Lovington Wildcat fans, are you ready for the battle? Battle Energy is ready to take the court with the Cats. For all your BOP nipple-ups and BOP testing, call Battle Energy. Battle Energy is also providing safety training, no matter where you need it. Battle does on-site or mobile training. Call today at 575-942-9472 for the company that's ready to go to battle with you. Battle Energy proudly supports all Lovington and Lee County athletics.
Welcome back to Lady Wildcats softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm Dawn Morgan with TJ Miracle, and welcome in as Lovington was able to dispatch Denver City 4 up, 3 down. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base in that top of the 4th inning.
And a new pitcher in for Denver City.
It looks like
that'll be Rodriguez, Adamari Rodriguez.
All right, so A. Rodriguez will go in for Lozano.
And I think we got a whole bunch of other changes too. So
all right, let's take a look. We'll try to get them as much as we can. Is
that's
catching?
Annie Gonzalez going to catch.
Right, Annie Gonzalez, A. Gonzalez, moving from left field to catcher. And probably, let's see, Villarreal. Nope, somebody different goes out into left field.
Now batting
I
senior
think.
number 5, Sabri Sanchez.
We'll catch up with some of these changes as we can get them in.
Villarreal goes to third for Villarreal.
Right.
We'll figure it out.
A. Villarreal in for J. Villarreal at third base. So here we go with Sabri Sanchez to the bat, and she hits a nice hot grounder between short and third, goes out to left field and puts her on first base. So nice smack there.
Number 10, Malaya Castro.
Yeah, didn't waste any time at all on that.
Nope, laced it right out. First pitch she saw, she just cut into that one and smoked it there between in the hole there between short and third. Brings up Malaya Castro. Castro going in the right field. Oh, and a little infield pop is going to be picked up by Torres and flipped over to Perez at second and get the force out. So Sanchez, the lead runner, is put out 6-4, and the Castro will reach on a fielder's choice. Puts her on first base and 1 out. So 1 out, and see Bethany Tavera up to the plate.
Braylon Hernandez.
Braylon, okay. Yeah, they're not the only team. You know, the Denver City's not the only team with lots of changes. So, and first pitch is going to be high for ball 1.
I do know Quiroga's on deck. That's number 2 over there. So.
All right, still writing subs in the book here. Hernandez, 1-0 count. That's going to miss high. And in fact, that wild pitch, because it was way over Gonzalez's head, was so high that Castro was able to take second base.
And really, if you're Lovington here, you're probably going to want to get a run or 2, if possible, just to go ahead and make it easy in the 5th. I mean, if you could go ahead and get 4, end it, go for it. But
that's gonna be a call strike on the inside corner. I believe that's the first pitch that we've seen him call that's that far over the corner and maybe really inside. But a call strike on the inside corner and a cut, and that's going to be fouled out of play off to the right for strike 2. So a 1-2 count on Braylon Hernandez. So Coach McCraw with the team up 11-0 right now, getting some bench players some time at the bat and out on the field. That's always good to see. A grounder is going to get by the third baseman. Didn't get the glove, didn't get down on it and get the glove on it, but that's going to be a single for Braylon, and it's going to move Castro over to third, and Braylon takes first. So Lady Cats at the corners now. And a chance for Lovington to add to that 11-0 score.
Quiroga 3 for 3 in the ball game, had an infield single RBI her last time up.
A single and a double and scored her first time up, and running over to second on defensive indifference, Braylon Hernandez now sits in scoring position, so runners at second and third, and the first pitch was a strike on Quiroga, so 0-1 the count. With 1 out. 2 on. A nice pitch, but it's even a better hit as in the hole out to center field. That'll score 1. That'll score 2. So Quiroga with a 2 RBI double. Nicely hit as she just kind of hit a line drive shot right out there in the hole between second base and center field. Nicely done. 2 RBI double. Scores Castro, scores Hernandez, and brings up Honey Morales to the plate.
Honey, a bunt single her last time up.
And scored. First pitch is going to be a ball.
And she does represent the winning run now at the plate.
Yes, because of the run rule.
Yeah, the 15 after 3 rule.
And that's going to just miss, just a little above the letters, and be ball number 2. So 2-0 the count. 1 out, a runner at second. Lovington with 2 runs across in this at bat makes it 13-0. Bottom of the 4th here. And let's see, Coach McCraws, is he thinking about having a courtesy runner? Quiroga is good. She gives the thumbs up, and she's good. So she usually does her own running, and she said she's fine out there.
I think maybe that was her way of saying, I score, you score, we go home.
So Honey Morales looks at that one too far outside, a kind of soft pitch looking. I think Rodriguez looking to see if Morales would offer on that one. She didn't. So 3 straight balls, 3-0 count. Well, I've got it down as 3-0.
Yep.
And that is going to, that's going to be a call strike at the knees on the inside corner for strike 1. And Morales flinched, but did not offer.
I think probably the take sign on there.
Probably. 3-1 count. A swing, and that's going to drop in shallow left. And Quiroga holds up at third as whoever that is out in left field now is threw it in, blocked it out, threw it in. There had been I don't know whether it was by virtue of some hard hits by Lovington, but the left side of the field for Denver City has kind of let them down today.
Yeah, certainly
third
has.
Base, left
five
field,
errors and everything have been on that
there on
has,
that side
has
of the
been
field.
on that side of the field.
But Lovington has been pulling the ball and hitting more balls on that side of the field as well. So percentages go up. More balls hit in that area, you're going to have more errors if they happen.
And Jabri Rios looks like she'll come in to run for Quiroga. So Rios on to run for Quiroga.
All right, so Quiroga loses, or she wins the battle momentarily. But Coach McCraw finally says, nope, I want to put somebody in.
And just 1 out, winning run on first.
And Morales is there by virtue of that hit. Oh, and there's a line drive shot laced down the left field line, but it goes foul for strike 1 on Zabri Rodriguez. So that nicely hit ball by Honey Morales, as she had a bunt single, but that was her first straightaway hit of this game. Just 1 out, 0-1 count. Runners at the corners, and a little pop going over to shortstop. Torres reaches up and grabs it and holds it. That'll be out number 2. Zabri Rodriguez popping out to the shortstop for the second time in this game for the second out. And now number 9, Jocelyn Olguin, first baseman, coming up to the plate. She singled and scored her last time up, had an RBI single and scored her first time up, popped out to the first baseman. She's 2 for 3 and would like to be the Lady Cat to put the winning run across the plate here in this bottom of the 4th inning. And the first pitch comes in, and it is going to be a ball, and there's no throw down to second as Honey Morales takes second on defensive indifference. So 2 outs. Ooh, that's a good pitch. As a call strike on Jocelyn Olguin, evens up the count 1-1.
Olguin with a single to left her last time up.
Runners at second and third here. Lovington up 13-0. They need 2 more across for a run ruled short and win. Oh, and a line drive shot right into the glove of the third baseman. ends the Lovington threat there as they populated the bases. They put 2 runs across and wanted more, but Olguin with a hard line drive shot. That was a well-caught ball for the 3rd out, and Lovington, just like that, going back out into the field. So that's going to make it 13-0, and now we'll go to the top of the 5th inning with more Lady Cow softball coming up on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Money, selecting the right bank is vital. Hi, I'm David Campbell, president of First American Bank in Lovington. First American Bank in Lovington is part of this community. So bank with trusted partners you know, and trusted partners that are part of this area we call home. First American Bank offers all the advantages big corporate banks do, and we do our banking with hometown support and commitment. Choose First American Bank, 19 West Washington in Lovington. We want to earn your trust, then earn your business.
Western States Insurance.
Why choose Western States Insurance as your independent insurance agent? Because Western States Insurance is more than an insurance agency. They're a people agency dedicated to the insurance needs of their customers. Western States Insurance is large enough to provide the products you demand and small enough to offer you personal service.
We've got you covered. Western States Insurance.
Call 396-1318 or go by 212 North Love in Lovington.
And in the bottom of the 4th inning, Lovington scores 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors, 2 left on base. So we go to the top of the 5th inning. Lovington leading this one 13-0. Coming up to the plate is going to be the bottom of the order. 9, 1, and 2 is what I've got in the book. How about you, TJ?
Yep, 9 and then turn it over.
All right then. So it'll be Lozano and then Larea and Torres up for Denver City. And Lozano struck out her one and only other plate appearance in this game. And beautiful pitch right over the heart of the plate, just above the knees.
And Denver City needing 4 runs this inning if they want to see a bottom of the 5th.
So 0-1 count now on Lozano, who was the starting pitcher for Denver City. That is going to miss just a little high and outside. Thought that might be close enough. We waited to see what the ump thought about that one, as Rodriguez, in relief of Urahara, with a lot of pop in the glove on that, brought the heat but missed the zone just a little. That was a well-pitched ball, and catching the end of it on the end of her bat, Lozano fouls it back to the screen for strike 2. 1-2 the count, no outs, nobody on. Top of the 5th. Lovington in the lead 13-0. They'd like to keep Denver City from scoring here. Try to make efficient work. Get out, get back into the dugout. A swing and a miss, and a strikeout for Rodriguez for out number 1. And I believe is that the first strikeout for Rodriguez?
That's her second.
Second. She had a strikeout. She struck out Eva Gonzalez in the top of the 4th inning when she came in relief. So 2 strikeouts for her. No walks issued. 1 out, and a swing at the first pitch. On this batter, it is fouled out of play off down the right field line. Sharply hit, but way a little behind that for Larea. Larea, 2 strikeouts in the game. She's 0 for 2. And 0-1 count on her. 1 out, nobody on. As this Friday afternoon turning into Friday evening, the lights are on. Sun's not down yet. The wind's still blowing from right to left. Out of the southwest to the northeast, it's enough to keep that flag popping out there. And that pitch comes in. It's a ball, 1-0 on Larea. We're actually 1-1, I think.
Yeah, 1-1.
Yeah, 1-1. Yeah.
And now she's going to step out for a minute.
She needs just a moment. Wants to take a minute to think about it. Not going to take her time. Get back in the box. Rodriguez does like to work quickly. She gets set. And that's going to miss just a little bit outside the zone. 2-1 is the count now.
Outfield playing pretty deep, pretty much straight up. Infield pretty much straight up for the Lady Cats.
Thank you very much. And a sweet pitch. That's going to be hit, and it's going to drop in shallow center field as Ellis coming in at a run. Nothing she could do. That was just just a good hit by Larea, who after 2 strikeouts finally found some rhythm, found something. She was struck out twice by Urahara, but found a little something off of Rodriguez here, and now is on first base, and that brings up Torres to the plate.
Torres singled to right her last time up, was left stranded at second.
Shows bunt, pops it over. Yaya Garcia back in the game, picks it up, fires it over to first to Olguin for the out, but it does move Larea over to second, so it's a sac bunt. Not for a run, but for a moving of the runner. Yep. And that's out number 2. So Yulissa Perez coming to the plate. I think Perez actually may have gone out to, was that Perez out in left field during all of that moving around?
Might have been.
And number 15, so she comes up to the plate. And a swing, a strike. So 0-1 count on her. 2 outs, a runner at second. And Denver City's just trying to get some runs across. They don't want to get shut out, and they want to try to get something going here off of a different pitcher. Rodriguez is trying to shut him down. That stays up high and outside for ball 1. 1-1 the count. 1 out, or 2 outs actually now. 2 outs. Runner on second in scoring position. And let's see, Villarreal, Gonzalez, and Gonzalez on deck and in the hole respectively. A swing and a foul back to the screen for strike 2. Now Rodriguez has strike away from getting out of this at bat, getting back to the dugout. Lovington would like to do that.
And that would be the ball game, so.
Right, would be. There are more than 10 runs after, 5 innings. That's going to miss. Outside, pulls Quiroga out, but not far enough for her to lose the ball. 2-2 count. As Rodriguez within a pitch of ending this game, as TJ observed. 13-0 right now here in the top of the 5th. And a beautiful swing and a miss, and that's it. A strikeout by Rodriguez, the relief pitcher, for the 3rd out. And in the top of the 5th inning, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. And that's the ball game. 13-0 is your final score, and Lovington goes up to 7-4 on the season. And they will play here at home on Tuesday against Roswell. Denver City falls to 15-6. And I actually did not check and see when they were going to be playing next.
I believe that's Tuesday.
On Tuesday as well. All right, we'll be back and wrap this one up, finish up. Congratulations, Lady Wildcats notching another victory here, 13-0, a shutout over Denver City Phillies. We'll be back with the wrap here, Lady Wildcats softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Many traffic fatalities may be caused by an intoxicated driver. So do yourself and your community a favor and remember the 3 C's of safety: caution, courtesy, and above all, common sense. Safe and sober driving is everyone's responsibility. That message was from Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington, a name you can trust and depend on. For quality and integrity, call 575-396-1840. From the Stone family and staff at Stone Oilfield Services.
It's no secret, at some point you'll have a question or need to replace or fix something on your vehicle. Whether your vehicle is new or ancient, Lovington Auto Supply is your trusted advisor when you need dependable auto parts. Not only do they have the parts you need, they have real answers to your real automotive questions, and that help keeps your vehicle running longer and stronger. Quality parts, helpful people. Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. Napa, get up and go.
Attention shoppers. Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
Introducing a smarter, easier way to manage your Lee County Electric account. It is called Smart Hub. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime with 24-hour access to your account. It is free and simple to use. Just search for the Smart Hub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app, or go to our website at lcecnet.com and look for the Smart Hub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lee County Electric account conveniently and securely with Smart Hub. Lee County Electric, owned by those we serve.
And welcome back. Lady Wildcats softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm Dawn Morgan with TJ Miracle. Final score in this one, 13-0. It's a shutout for Lovington, another win. And they scored 13 runs on 18 hits. They left 5 on base. They committed no errors. A perfect game in the field for Lovington. Very nice. Your winning pitcher is Daphne Urahara Rodriguez. Coming in relief and doing a nice job as well. Urahara had 7 strikeouts, 2 walks, and Rodriguez had 3 strikeouts, no walks. And for your losing pitcher is Lozano for Denver City. They scored no hits on they had no runs on 4 hits. They committed 5 errors. They left 6 on base. Too many errors, not able to move their runners around when they got on base. They did have, 4 hits. It's not like they didn't hit at all. So it's not a no-hit shutout. But Denver City just couldn't get untracked. Lovington really dominated from the very beginning, did their job, went out and did what we said they needed to do, and were able to execute just a little bit better. So what do you think about this game, TJ?
Well, I think this is a big confidence booster for the Lovington Lady Cats. They came in, and I think, even they expected this to be a much tougher game than maybe it turned out to be. That's no knock on Denver City. They play, still a good brand of ball, and, this should be a confidence builder going in to having to play Roswell High, another 5A team Tuesday, and then getting into district, and then next weekend an Albuquerque tournament.
I like the fact, that Lovington does play these 5A teams. And you take a chance that way, they don't always win against the 5A teams. They lost against Carlsbad, but that loss to Carlsbad was barely. It was like a 3-1 game. And so here they go, taking on another 5A opponent on Tuesday night, but it's a home game. We'll be here and looking forward to that. Congratulations again to Coach Stephen McCraw and the Lovington Lady Cats on another win. They made it look easy. It wasn't necessarily easy, but they did their jobs. Everybody, defensively, offensively, they went out, they played well, no errors, good pitching, good solid fielding, good at the bat. I mean, they scored 2 runs in their first at bat, and then they didn't score any in the second. Then they scored. They had their breakout inning and scored 9 in the bottom of the third, and then put 2 more on the board in the bottom of the fourth. So they only had 1 at bat where they didn't score any, and that means they're a team of hitters, and they were able to go ahead and smack the ball and move those runners around. Timely hitting, that's what you got to have, and that's what they've had. And they'd like to just see this continue, as they will be home on Tuesday night, and we'll be right here for TJ Miracle. I'm Dawn Morgan. Thank you very much for watching and listening to the game tonight. TJ doing a great job as always, running a camera and playing those spots for you, engineering the board. And I'm going to catch that up and put that third out on the score bug so that you can see that before we stop broadcast and just get you out of this one. 13-0, your final score after 4.5 innings of play. It's a win for the Lady Cats. And you've been watching and listening on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. Safe travels to our friends from Denver City, and more Lady Wildcat softball coming up Tuesday night right here. And I believe, will that be on Lovington? Is there baseball Tuesday night, or will that be? We haven't looked at the schedule that far, so it'll either be on Lovington Sports YouTube or Lee County News and Sports YouTube. Maybe we'll sort all that out, and we'll have that on your game day post on HobbsAmerica.com and on our Facebook pages on all of our Walmart stations. I'm Dawn Morgan saying good night.